Hello and welcome to the More Cheese Less Whiskers podcast. My name is Dean Jackson, and today we're talking with Louis Sauer. And Louis has a neat golf practice facility. And what I want to kind of notice about this is that what I'm always looking for whenever we're doing episodes like this is you've got to look and see what is the underlying model here. And when you look at what your business is, when you look at what your business actually does, you want to sort of keep in mind and think about the what's at play here. So when you look at it, what Louis has is a situation where it's almost like a hotel business, if you think about it like that he's got available spots in the practice bays at his facility that if they are not taken, that they are perishable, just like a hotel room or just like a seat on an airplane or just like a seat in a restaurant. Any of those things where you've got a opportunity to have a full capacity. You start to think, how high is high? If it was full all the time, what are we faced with here? And so the challenges, the opportunities become, how do we maximize this? How do we get as many people as possible to experience it so that we can keep the ones who really like what they experience is all about? So I think you're going to enjoy this episode. Let's get started. Louis.
Hey, Dean, how you doing?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good. Life is good, other than it's cold and rainy still here in Chicago.
Hey, how do I pronounce your name?
Louis Sauer.
Louis Sauer. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So it's still chilly, huh? No golf weather yet?
We get a day here and there, and then records amounts of rain going on so far, but it is what it is.
Well, it's starting to heat up here in Florida, so maybe we'll...
yeah, well, you're from Toronto, right?
That's
so you
right.
know what springs are like, so...
False starts and all.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. We got the whole hour here, and we're combining two of my favorite things here, golf and marketing. So what could go wrong?
Not much.
Tell me the story here so far, so I can catch up to what we're where we are, and then we can move forward with whatever you think is going to be the best thing for us.
Okay. So I've been teaching golf for 20 years. I worked for Jim McLean for 8 years, and then I moved to back to Chicago, and worked at a country club for 9 years. And then 5.5 years ago, I opened up an indoor golf studio. And at first, it was all built on just people coming in to take lessons, whether it was private or group instruction. And and then they were practicing at my studio when I was there, so they could come in and use a different station while I was teaching someone else. Okay. And that only worked so long because I wasn't there all the time. And then I started teaching a guy that's company was a security system. So we added a security system so people could come in when I wasn't teaching or wasn't there. So I've started to build up a practice club where it's open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And we're just trying to figure out how to get the word out more to those people. Like my private lessons and stuff like that. I mean, you probably hear it all the time. I've built up a strong business just from word of mouth. I don't market actively. Like I'm not I tried posting stuff for a while, and I just didn't find that hit either. I wasn't hitting the right buttons, or whatever it was. I just didn't.
Right.
I just found that working with the people internally that already knew me were a better. I invested more of my time into them than trying to reach outward.
Mm-hmm.
which I'm
Now,
sure you hear quite a bit.
Of course. Yeah. So you get this whole, and I think that you run into kind of the limitations of, doing one-on-one stuff, right? Like it doesn't take long for you to get full, and, reach your limit.
Yes, and after doing it for 20 years, you kind of find out, what you're capable of and, what your students are capable of based on the time that they're willing to commit,
Yeah. So, okay, so if we can paint the picture of what we're looking to create, what would be your dream come true? What are we looking for you? What do you see happening?
Yeah, so I've listened to a bunch of your podcasts, and then I was doing a lot of the stuff already on my own, trying to I have 6 stations at my studio, and they're open 16 hours a day, so I tracked how many hours are available and how much usage is it. So I kind of figured out those numbers. Yeah. And I figured out which, and it's taken me a few years to figure out what's the best price point based on what people are willing to use it. It's sort of becomes like a gym membership. You get, basically 10%, 20% of the people will use it the most. And then, you get people that use it a couple times a month, and, it is what it is. So, I guess what I would like to see is just, what are some, I don't have a referral program in place per se, but I do talk to my clients and be like, hey, if you're happy here, can you spread the word or whatever it is? And there are other ways that I help them out. Hey, if I have a few extra minutes, I'll spend some extra time with them, or I'll send them videos on hey, this is a part of the golf swing that would help you. So there is it's not written out, but they are getting extras for helping,
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This whole, so describe the facility to me. What does that look like?
So we have 4 TrackMan launch monitors, which as soon as you hit the ball, all the data of what the ball is doing goes into a computer system, and it tells us why the ball curved the way it did and where it hit on the club face. And then in addition to that, it takes a video of your swing and allows you to draw lines and say, okay, here's where we would like you to be, here's where you are, and you can analyze your swing after you hit. And, it's much better than going to the driving range and hitting and having no idea why the ball sliced, and, having your buddy tell you to, keep your head down or something silly that it just really isn't helpful.
Right.
And so your practice just becomes much more effective because you understand what made the ball curve the way it did, and then how consistently are you hitting it the desired distance you're trying to hit it, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting much more feedback, but up in Chicago, obviously from about now till mid-September, you want to get outside as much as possible. So in the summer months, we don't get as many people coming into practice consistently, but they do come in and check in once a week, and making sure that they're not, overdoing something.
Yes, got it. And so do you have the screens, like the simulator type thing?
Yes.
As well?
Yes.
Or so you can actually see visually kind of the track of the ball and all that?
Yeah, you see the track of the ball and the curve of the ball. And there's some nice features to it too. You can you can set it up so you're playing golf, or you can set it up so that you're practicing golf on a hole. So you can practice, here's my 30-yard pitch shot. Here's how big a swing I need to make it, go up in the air a certain distance. And so, there's a lot of situational training that you can do as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So I've got a buddy that's a member at Isleworth, where Tiger Woods was from, in Orlando. They've got the golf simulator in the lounge there, in the clubhouse, and that's kind of a fun thing to sit there and play St. Andrews or whatever, and on the simulator, it's fun. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So you've got 4 of those, and then you got two other stations.
Yeah, and then I have a Foresight Sports, which is also a simulator machine, and then a Science in Motion Sam Putt Lab, which analyzes your putting. So you put a triplet on the putter, on the shaft of the putter, and it measures the movement, and it gives you all the feedback. So everything is designed so, like, instead of always having like someone watch you, you get the technology to be your assistant, and so you're not feeling overwhelmed with like, oh, I got to turn this, and then I got to do all that stuff. So it helps. So you're not feeling like someone's always watching, but you also have someone making sure you're staying within your parameters of what you're trying to do.
I gotcha. And it's simple enough that somebody could go in once they know the moves. Of working the equipment, they could go in and set it up and have a practice session themselves.
Correct.
Unsupervised.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And so this is kind of like, and you could have 6 people in at any given time?
Yeah, or more. Just like if you and a buddy wanted to just, compete in your practice session, you could go on the same simulator, and you could play golf, you can practice golf, whatever it is. So there is capacity to handle a little bit more, but, we try not to have it overcrowded.
Right, I got it. And you're looking to make it like a serious practice kind of facility for people who are looking to really improve their game more than people who are coming in to play with the simulator, or?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because you look at do you guys have Top Golf in Chicago?
We have it. I think we have 2 now.
Yeah. That's something, isn't it? I mean, that's really a smart thing that they did, just bringing, that social kind of bowling element to golf in a way. Really, I mean,
well, and people only have to go for an hour, if they want. I mean, the time obviously passes quick when you're having some food and hanging with your friends and a few drinks and stuff. So that social aspect
years
of it's
ago,
great.
when they had when they first started coming to the States, I ended up at one of the first ones that they had. And the moment I walked out there, I said, this is going to be on ESPN very soon. I mean, you could see it was all completely built up. And now, of course, it is. Now they've got the Top Golf Tour, where there's people competing in this. And it's funny how that's the way we're wired, right? Like as as a society, if it's possible to compete and have rankings, we want to be involved in it, And so how does it work money-wise for you? Do you charge, can somebody do one session for an hour, or do they have to buy membership, or how do you work it out?
From an instructional standpoint, we do an initial lesson so that they can try it and see how they like it and make sure the things I'm telling them they feel comfortable with, and there's a good rapport there. And then for lessons, they'll buy either a 10-pack of lessons, or if they're in like a junior program, they'll commit to 6 months of training, which would, in group sessions, would be 2 lessons a month, and then a membership to the practice club where they can come unlimited amounts of times. In terms of practice club, they can sign up for a membership, and it's a minimum of 3 months. If it's 3 to 5 months, it's $175 a month. If they commit to 6 months to 11 months, it's $150 a month. And if they do a full year, it's $125 a month. But that's based if you're having instruction. So So then from there, I just developed a new program to. Some people just don't want to take lessons.
Is there any instruction included in the 170, 150, 125 a month?
If you're just doing that part, no. So that was level 1 of our practice club, and then I figured out that
you come in and use the facility, right?
Yeah, you just come in and use the facility, and then I started saying, okay, well, there's probably another level to this where if I design a practice plan for them, and then I'll review their swings, and then go over the data with them, like check in every week for about 10 minutes with them and go over it. Then we said, okay, let's charge a little bit more, and you can be in our player development program. So you get access to the facility. I support you now. So I'm now not standing like on the tee all the time, but I'm becoming like a consultant to their game.
Yes.
And we just started that because the technology has gotten better, and so we'll have them use like spreadsheets, so when they write stuff down, I can see where they're at, and then we just check in and modify their programs where they need to.
Okay, love it. And then is there a sort of maximum number, of people you could have on that kind of a program? Or how do you measure when that's at capacity kind of thing?
That's a great question.
Imagine because you've got technically, 8:00 in the morning is not the same as 8:00 at night. You're gonna have much more.
Right. So sometimes we're restaurant busy, So from 4 to 8, it's the kids coming in after school, and adults that finish work. So we know that like I said, there's a small amount that will practice every day, but there's a large amount that will practice sporadically. So finding the right number of memberships, I tried to limit it to 80 people at one point, and we've gotten up to 80 in our peak season, and then in the middle of the summer it drops down to 40 to 50. And I've figured out different ways to kind of incentivize people to come in for adults. Hold on one second. So for adults that don't practice a lot, we gave them a chance to buy a membership for $1,000 up front for the year. And because we just knew they weren't going to use it all the time. And they usually come in, early mornings or, midday. So that was good. And then, so we're finding out these little different ways as the longer we stay open, right? So how do you maximize the facility, incentivize certain people? But I think we could have, based on, and I've always undersold it with the idea that we want to make sure that people are able to get in and it's not an issue. So I think based off the numbers we have, we could probably get up to 125 to 150. Yeah, and I have to be smart about who does it. Like if I did 150 kids that were trying to be college golfers, it wouldn't work.
Right.
So,
but then you start to look at and almost like program time zones, like if you think about these, senior golfers who play during the day, every area has these people that they play every day, all summer long, right? It's their thing. The dew sweepers, we have them, the dew sweeper group that plays every morning, first group off the tee kind of thing. And that's they build their day around that, playing golf. And that, it may be, that may be an interesting group, to have them kind of, if you were able to, build into it some where they could come in and work on their game, but also do the simulation, the simulator, and make almost like a league type of thing around it, or some kind of socialized stuff around it. I might look at something like that, where I don't know whether you get a lot of the seniors in now, or are they mostly younger?
No, we have
serious golfers.
Yeah, we have a good range of adults to kids. Like one thing I've just always, I think, figured out is like you just don't want to put everything into one basket.
Right.
And there's so we've definitely ventured out and tried to figure out how do we get the adults in here, and we do have a good amount. We just could get more.
Right.
Trying to figure out how to get more of the word out and beyond just the hey, can you tell your buddy about us?
Yeah. And how would you describe the interior, the space that you have? Is it like a warehouse with these kind of things, or is it a lounge type of, like, how would you describe?
It's with the simulator bays, you have them carved out so that they can have the screens in them, and then there's obviously the turf that's there's green, so it's everywhere. We have some netting around the putting area and the chipping area, and with that we've hung all the places that our kids have gone on to play college golf, so it's got kind of a sport fun atmosphere to it. And then we have music going too, so that like people enjoy their time there.
So it's not just a utilitarian like workshop with the stuff all set up kind of thing. How many square feet is your facility?
It's 3,000 square feet, so it's a pretty efficient use of space. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's still good enough. It's not all jammed in there in that. No, got it. Okay. Okay. And how many members would you like to add here? Like how much capacity do you have?
I think in the summer, like I said, it's still trying to find the right kind of hook, in the sense of I know that the people understand, like in the winter there's not many options, right? But in the summer, they go to the range and then they like come back and they're like, oh, I'm hooking it too much. And I'm like, well, you got to go practice on the TrackMan so you can see, like, was it your path? Was it your alignment? Things like that. So getting them to feel more comfortable coming in the summer and just come in and check in for an hour, right? And finding ways to get people to improve their practice. And then in the winter, it's kind of easy. It's just, like I said, people need things to do. But we could have like another, 50 members at least, I think. And again, it's on me to vet them and say, okay, you're going to be a heavy user. Then maybe the number is 25 more customers. So it's somewhere between 25 and 50, depending on like A, what time of the day they're coming in, and B, do they want to come in once or twice a week, or are they coming in, 5 days a week or more?
Do you have a scorecard or a assessment that you do with people's normal swing to show what's currently happening, and that's got like multiple parts to it that you could show somebody's progress over time?
We do it. I don't put it into a scorecard format, but inside the TrackMan they have a thing called either the combine or the test center. So let's say that you wanted to work on shots from 100 yards and in. I could set up a test, and it would score each one of your shots based on your ability to land the ball at a certain distance. And so let's say you, from 10 yards out, you landed the ball at let's say 5 yards. Well, your score might be like a 40, but if you go to a 95-yard shot and you're 5 yards away, you might get like a 95 because, the farther you get away, the bigger the dispersion you have to hit a better shot. So it scores your proximity, so you can see how well you are at not only hitting the ball the right distance, but how accurate you are. And so they'll get a scorecard or a test report that says, based on these distances that you hit the ball, your test center scorecard would be, you're a 5 handicap, And it could be even better, but obviously it does give you a score ranking based on your skill.
Right. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a really interesting thing where you could create almost like a competition kind of thing where people were, if you set up the parameters of it or whatever, where you've got like a 150-yard approach shot and a 100-yard approach shot and a 30-yard approach shot, or have a total like the full package, a drive, almost like creating a course in a way, right? Or how CrossFit has like their workout of the day with their CrossFit games.
We create a monthly program for them to hit so they can compete against themselves, but also compete against the other people in the group. It works better with kids than adults on some stuff, but
right.
So we do track their progress and give them a workout for each day that they come in. Some people like to just hit balls, and some people like to go through the drills.
Right.
And stuff. So it's just finding that right balance of what is that their really goal is. It to just hit some balls and
And it could be an interesting thing to have a wrap around it, but to have like some really great a prize at the end kind of thing, so that because that's what could potentially get people's attention, right? Like where in Chicago are you actually?
I'm in the north suburbs of Chicago, so a town called Northbrook. So we're 20 minutes north of the city.
Okay, I know where Northbrook is. Yeah. Okay. So I go to Strategic Coach in in Rosemont. Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
But that's a western suburb, right? Is that how?
Yeah, that's like 10. Well, probably 15, 20 minutes from here. Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. So when you look at it, you're probably really going to draw just from a close area around that. I can't imagine that you're the only indoor facility in Chicago. So it seems like there's
probably I think about 4 to 5 that I'm aware of, and I'm one of the only ones though that has the open 7 days a week, 6 a.m., 10 p.m. with the security system and the amount of availability of bays.
Yeah.
So I still have that advantage, but the technology is getting more common amongst places. So even like country clubs are adding simulator rooms to their facilities and things like that.
Yeah. And you wonder, like, I'm just trying to think of how because you're not in a situation where it's like, if you added 50 people, then you're literally full, right? You've got you'd be at full capacity in terms of, especially in the prime times. That's really what your constraint is, because you can't oversell everybody thinking they're going to be able to come in from between 4 and 8 or 9 or whatever.
Right.
So that's kind of where some of those time zone things, like if you can get the the morning slots filled out with the people who are seniors who play every day all summer, to have something now for them to go at. But you know what? They're probably, a lot of them are the ones that are down here playing every day in the winter, and they go back up to Chicago and start playing every day in the summer up there. But that could be an interesting approach there. Now, one of the things that you have that in any of those situations is the what we call it kind of perishable, slots. Like every slot that goes unused is a loss, in a way. Yeah. And so when you look at it with the members, the member numbers that you have right now, what's kind of your use pattern now in terms of capacity?
So I did the numbers on it, and I mean, like, look, we're based in, I did all the numbers. So I said from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. I mean, you're not looking to fill it'd be unbelievable if you did, but
right.
We're at about it was like 18% full, like from all those numbers. So I'm trying to.
And then if you look at you look at the
available hours of like that 4 to 8, it's different. So if I could track, like, I don't have the software where it can just track those hours, but it would be more efficient if you just tracked like 4 till 9, let's say.
Yes.
We'd probably still only be at maybe 40%, I would guess.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, then, so you still got there's still some big opportunity there then.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay. So part of the thing do you ever let people come in like one time?
It depends on like if someone that is a member says, hey, can I bring in a friend? Yes.
Yeah.
They can come in and try it, and they do that. We don't generally open it up just to come in one time. I know that would be kind of because, like, if I'm in a lesson, I don't have time to show someone how to use it. So that's the only drawback of, like, yes, I wouldn't mind if someone just came in once, but we would charge them obviously a premium for that. But now I do have someone coming on board that's going to start teaching here there where they could handle those type of activities, because they're not going to, they're more in a learning curve of how to teach. So that's kind of our next phase of building out the
part of
facility.
the thing, like if you were to bring, if you were to think about, if the 80 people that are already members, that if you gave them each, 3 golden tickets that they could give to somebody to come in for a session or an analysis or, something, that would be a valuable thing, because your cost of acquiring is going to be the lowest if you're getting referrals, right?
Correct. Well, one of the things, I'm affiliated with a course in the area where I do on-course instruction and short game in the summer, and I sent out just after the Masters a promo, and their newsletter. I'm in with a bunch of other stuff, so I don't know how much of it gets seen, but I did say anybody that comes in that's new, they can get 2 weeks of free use at the studio during business hours. So I would know that someone would be there to come in. And we didn't quite, I don't know if it was the timing of it, but the weather was pretty bad. But I thought that was, I picked that up off of you guys. So I just so you know, from listening to a podcast. So it's to say, hey, we got space. So, let's just try to open it up and give people a chance to try it. Basically risk-free.
Right. That's the whole point, is what you need to know is who are the golfers, right? Because that's really what it comes down to. If you take the area, if you draw, have you mapped out how far your people come from? Are they all
yeah,
pretty much?
I do know. I have people that drive over an hour to come here. That'd
Really?
be the farthest. Wow. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if they're just coming in for lessons, I mean, I have people that fly in and stuff like that, but they're not going to be obviously practice members.
Right.
But in terms of practice, yes, it's mostly within, they'll drive at least 30 minutes to do this. Mm-hmm. But that's, the smaller amount. It's usually within that 15-minute range of driving. Yes.
Yeah. Right. So you're kind of in the 10-mile radius or 20-mile radius, let's call it, right? That would be the biggest thing. And so you've got that as your range. If you knew who all of the golfers were in that area, that would be a good thing, a good pool to draw from, and so part of that thing is nothing better than getting invisible prospects to become visible than to offer them something free, So, or you could do a gift card, you could do how much is the
so if you do like a 3 to 5 months, it's 175.
Oh, 175.
Yeah, and if you do our new program where we just sort of assist you in your program, but you're not really getting one-on-one instruction, but we're providing a program, we're doing the video analysis and sending you with the emails and things like that. That's $295 a month, and that's also a 3-month commitment.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus, the cool thing about that program is if you're out at the range and you're not at the studio, you can have someone video your swing and send it into our software, and we'll do a video analysis and send it back to you. So you have a little bit of a dialogue, in between your practice sessions.
Yeah, got it. So part of where, if you kind of separate out the people who are really looking as something to work on their game over the off season and really bring it, improve all of their all the factors that can be measured and improved. Like you'd be able to with the TrackMan, you can measure accuracy, distance,
you
launch
name it,
angles,
we can measure it.
speed, velocity, all of that stuff, right? So you would be able to show with your training program an improvement in those and that's where I'm going is now, when you look at what would be a dream come true for the golfer, could you, if you're looking at a TrackMan and somebody comes in and they've got a bad slice, it would be able to measure the severity of their slice. If you think about if they hit 10 drives and what happens, that you could then work with them, get that together, and 90 days from now, after 3 months of working with you, that number, that they've straightened that out, that they've added so many yards, that they've, whatever that thing is.
Yes.
You would be able to do that. Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Do you do group type things as well? Or do you just work with people one-on-one?
No, like the kids like to do group stuff, adults, because of the work and life and kids and whatever they have going on. They just tend to do the private lessons. But sometimes in the summer, we'll do a group, like something that's not requiring to work on their swing. We'll go on the golf course, do some playing lessons or some short game stuff, and then they'll figure out a time to do group. But for the most part, like if we're just working on their mechanics, then it's a one-on-one lesson.
Yeah, I gotcha. And but you be able to show pretty dramatic increases for people. in the off season, like people who are interested in that. That would be a really that would be a good thing. But where I was going with that was that you may be able to, when you look at it, you may have a opportunity to really specifically target Facebook ads within that 10-mile radius of your of the studio on particular times. Like when you look at, is it air conditioned, your place too?
Yes.
Yeah. So
air conditioned.
Because in Chicago, you're going to run into two things. You're going to run into a period where it might be you can't play golf in the rain, or that you're going to have a couple of periods over the summer where it's a real heat wave and it's going to be ridiculous to be outside, right? Those are kind of like, you can predict on that as some very specific opportunity kind of times to introduce the idea to somebody. Because right now you're coming into, nobody's really on the top of their mind thinking about, hey, I need to find an indoor golf studio right now. Everybody's itching to get outside.
Correct.
Right. So part of it is to really almost think now about, digging your well before you're thirsty kind of thing, where you've got right now the most capacity possible, right? Where you wonder if there's almost like, how many golfers do you have identified as a list right now? How many do you have that you could send an email to who live within 10 miles of your studio?
Our current database is just under 1,000. Okay.
And how did you get all of those? Those are people who've been
people that have come in over the years that I've been in Chicago.
Yeah. Wow. And so what do you do with those people? How often do you email them?
Well, some people, they just run your course, you teach them and they felt like they got as good as they want to put the time and money into. So I don't know. I do stay in touch, whether it's every 3 months to a year, just to see how things are going. And, just hey, how's your game? What are you working on? And people will generally reach out, maybe they won't take lessons, but we do stay in touch with a lot of people. So we're always constantly following up.
Right.
But I did like your idea of maybe giving the members 3 golden tickets or something to say, hey, you can bring up three new people to the studio, and this in the summer it might be the best time to do it because we got capacity. Yeah.
Like it might be the kind of thing, if somebody is there in the summer, that maybe that's, they've been working on the off season there, and then maybe on a day when it's raining, they could bring their foursome into the studio.
Yeah.
And play a simulated game instead of just not doing anything that day,
Yeah.
or sitting in the clubhouse waiting and hoping the rain's going to blow over, right? Or getting.
Yeah. I think that might be the best way to take advantage in the summer, is just say, hey, bring a friend, bring 2 friends. Yeah.
Or even to run, specific video ads that you could target to that 10-mile radius around there.
Okay.
And just saying, showing you in the facility kind of thing, saying, hey, I know it's raining, but it's not raining in here. If you're thinking about golfing today, come on in,
Yeah.
And that, because part of the thing is the awareness has got to be the first thing, right? That if
Correct.
people knew that you were there, they might be more interested in it. There's probably a good chance that there is some number of golfers within, and let's just say in a 10-mile radius, because those would be the ones who would be most likely to come. I'm just thinking about for myself, even like if I'm sitting here in my house in Winter Haven, that's like I would drive to my country club, which might be 5 miles away. So I think going beyond that to 10 miles, I might do that. But 20 miles is like a special trip, you know? I'm not driving 20 miles to go do anything with any regularity, you know? But I'm thinking like 5 miles, 7, 10 miles, I might do that because if I'm going to spend an hour there kind of thing, you know, I don't want to commute more than I'm actually doing it. But if that was the thing, I bet that there are golfers right now who live in that 10-mile zone who wouldn't, if they knew that you existed, would be thrilled to find that out.
Well, yeah, that's the trying to find it, and I think you hit it with the other one, with the idea of the golden ticket. Like that to me would make the most sense, and then finding out other ways to get the word out.
Yeah. Boy, how accurate am I? I just looked at my thing. I'm 6.9 miles from my country club. 14-minute drive from my house right now. So that's about where, that's about the length that I would go. And like I said, maybe to 10 miles. But other than that, I think that kind of zone there might be the really cool thing. One of the things that we were able to do with micro-targeting for the Facebook as well is targeting, putting a ring fence around specifically the golf courses within that 10-mile radius, that you can show ads only to people who are on the golf course. So you know you're getting golfers, right? Like that's what's kind of a cool thing, is to be able to specifically show the ad to your best audience there.
Okay. And you can do that on, you said Facebook, or is that?
Yes. Yep. On Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
I've only done. I think I've only done like 1 or 2 ads on Facebook with like. No. I don't even remember what we did it for, but obviously.
Right.
You need to do it more than once.
Right.
I imagine so they can see some consistency.
Right, but no, part of the thing that you might do is, so my girlfriend has a studio here in Winter Haven that we're working on as a concept called Amazing Brows and Lashes. And they do microblading and brow henna and eyelash lifts, but it's all focused on, eye and brow procedures, right? And so within, a short period of time, she's built up a list of 2,500 ladies who have downloaded a $100 gift card from an offer on Facebook, and we get the gift card downloads for under $2, which is pretty amazing. So, over the course of time, however, all the people that have come in and, um, you know, done their eyebrows or, done brow henna or all those things have all been driven by that gift card idea.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of um, if you've got a whole menu of services that you could offer and people could have um, a $50 gift card or a whatever it is, it's like the main thing is just getting people to say, oh, I'm interested in that. I may want to go there at some time. And this is part of the value of using a gift card versus a 20% off coupon or 50% off or whatever it is, because the only way people to redeem a 50% off offer is to go and buy now, right? So we often use those kind of incentives to encourage people to do something right now, where a gift card is really incentivizing their indicating that they're interested in something in the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of it's a funny thing, but it's like a really valuable outcome for you to have this list of people who now know about your facility, and they've got a gift card because they expressed interest in potentially doing it, and what that does psychologically to their mind. It cements in their mind that I might like to do this at some point, right? So now that sets up for, I've got this currency, this $50 here, burning a hole in my pocket now, and I'm just going to be waiting for the right opportunity, And if you were to send like weekly golf tips to that group, like just a quick video minute, with your, I'm sure it'd be easy for you to do those kind of things.
Well, yeah, we have plenty of footage on file just from the times I've posted, things on Instagram and, whether it's to help putting, chipping, all that stuff. So when you say a $50 gift card, meaning like they just, let's say, email in, hey, I'm interested. And so if they were going to buy a 3-month membership, the first month would be $50 off of that, correct? Is that what
exactly?
You're saying?
Yep, that's exactly right. And so that, you may be able to, like we use the Facebook lead ads for that, where the leads automatically, they don't have to leave Facebook. They just push a button and it automatically sends us their name and their email address. And that we have that go into GoGo clients, so that we can then just send the emails to them. Do you have an email service? Like, do you have a autoresponder?
No.
Okay, so that would be a good place for you to start, is to get get all these 1,000 people that you've already got kind of gathered into a way where you could send personalized emails to them.
Well, I mean, I use MindBody, so we do send like a group, and then I also have a separate group where I've categorized them into my like iCloud type of group stuff. But to gather leads, then I still have to, manually enter them, I guess. So if it goes right into it, it would make it a little smoother.
It's totally automated, and that way, then every week, then you send a email to them and include whatever offers you want. So you could have like your whatever is the easy way for people to get started, but you could highlight specific programs if you have, like, what would be the outcomes that people would be most interested in. They maybe want to add distance to their drives, have more accurate drives, have more, distance control on their irons, have, all the different things, the elements that somebody could be most interested in, wrapping a program around them that, almost makes the membership kind of incidental to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not talking about it so much as just the membership. Like, this is what you get for $195 or $295 a month. But if you think about it, for less than $1,000, we can straighten out your drive and add 50 yards or whatever your outcome could be.
Yeah, so that's what we've kind of ventured into in the last couple of months is, there's a speed program that's 3 months, and then a total game training where you're doing the test centers, and there's just so we're definitely finding that, like, it's not just the facility usage now. You can do the program, wedge game, iron play, whatever it is. Yeah, so that's we're on the same page.
Yep. So there you go.
Good.
And I think that sort of, just coupled with the awareness of, focusing all of if you are going to do some advertising, focusing it in that 10 miles, but certainly the golden tickets for your existing members would be a really great jump start. And it may even, it may fill it up for you, Well,
that's I think so. And now that I have this column for what you want, an intern, apprentice, or coming on board, he can run those where I wouldn't have to stop my lessons to get people started and things like that. So, and it would be a good way for him to just talk to people, get used to talking to them and looking at swings and
and if you kind of knows that, I mean, if you do that kind of thing where the output is really, comes out, that they leave with an awareness of, what is going on with their swing, where the opportunity to work on it, along with the recommended, like, here's the protocol, here's the fix for it. That's going to be very encouraging for them to want to come back.
Yeah, and that's kind of the angle that I've been really focusing on is, when people go to a driving range, you get a bucket of balls and you get the space you're hitting in. And when that bucket of balls runs out, you either have to reload, pay more money, and you still only have space. And here we can track your progress. We can, give you some support along the way, so you're not just doing it on your own. And that's really where we're trying to take this, is to give golfers. I mean, a lot of people struggle with the game of golf because they just don't know what they're trying to do or how to go about doing it. And that was kind of the goal of this practice club, was being able to, help people learn faster, more effectively, instead of just, filling their, lessons can get expensive, and, it's just, this is kind of a nice way to kind of get everything out of the way with practicing and learning.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah. So I think like the biggest thing would be like that, like you said, the golden ticket for current, and then finding ways to let more people know we're here.
Yeah, because that's part of the thing. I think you're not trying to convince anybody to take up golf or work that out. I think you're in an area where there's plenty of people that if they just knew that it was there would be great. The great thing is you can even, like, around Christmas time, or even Father's Day, you can target ads just to females, and say, hey, this is only, I'm showing you this, but guys aren't seeing this, something great for Father's Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
That might be a thing.
They might not be incentivized because their husbands are already spending too much time at the golf course, right?
Some of them they may like it that way.
Yeah.
Some of them, when you get back into now, after Christmas, they're used to him being gone out on the golf course all the time. Now he's back cramping her style,
Yeah.
We need to keep him out of the house. Keep him coming.
I like
funny. It. Well, that's awesome. I think this is that's fun. You've got a great thing. It's just a couple of little experiments, and you could be full.
Yeah, I like it's not a huge number that we have to get, and
right.
Like I said, it's just getting the right combination of people that are super dedicated to people that want to be sort of good, and their time constraints, and making it just more efficient, for people that work. If I can give you 2, effective practice sessions in a week that only take an hour instead of, because for most people, golf is just it's a fun thing to do, and you don't want to be completely frustrated every time you go out and play. It serves a purpose for those guys. So some people are paying just for the efficiency, and some people are paying for, trying to be elite, and that's kind of where we kind of figured things out over time. Is who are we trying to reach with this? Yeah.
That's half the battle is knowing who your it's Profit Activator 1. Select the single target market, right? When you know who you're trying to attract, then it makes it easier to then get the things, and that checks all the boxes. It's like our.
Well, I was reading the I think the DNA report that you send out, and just wordsmithing, like, how things are phrased is what catches people's attention too. Where, I'm not, we're expensive relative to what other people charge in terms of lessons, but the fact that you're, in terms of practice, though, we're more effective. So trying to find the right wording of, I can't remember exactly what it said, but we're the least expensive, but the most. I can't remember how it was phrased in there, but you had some phrase in there that was telling you that because of the effectiveness, it came out to be the least or the best cost-effective way to do it.
Right, exactly, right. And that's what I was saying about when I mentioned, like, instead of talking about it as $295 a month, talk about the outcome, not just about so you're drawing attention from that this it's the insights and the coaching and the become the big piece of it, right there. Keep them focused on the outcome. And when you combine it with what they would charge, what they would have to pay in private lessons and range balls and all the stuff, it's a pretty economical option.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, a place like Chicago, it's probably, not, more than a few rounds of golf. That's really what it would amount to.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's certainly less than a driver, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I think that makes a lot of sense. I think I have a good idea now with, like, just the golden ticket stuff and the creating those programs, giving them more value. I mean, that's something I've always tried to do. Like, I've spent a lot of time studying like from Tony Robbins and different things, and just give more information, give people more things that help them, and in turn you'll get more back. And that's really kind of where the practice club kind of came from. It's just, how do we give away more to support people more, and let it grow from there.
That's it. can't go wrong. Helping people get what they want.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool.
All right. Well, I really
appreciate
enjoyed that, Louis. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite topics, golf and marketing. So it was a good win for me.
Thanks. It was win-win. So I got some good stuff that I can put together here, and I appreciate the time.
Yeah, let me know what happens.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Dean. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
And there we have it. Another great episode. Thanks for listening in. If you want to continue the conversation, we'll go deeper in how the 8 profit activators can apply to your business. 2 things you can do. Right now, you can go to morecheeselesswhiskers.com and you can download a copy of the More Cheese Less Whiskers book, and you can listen to the back episodes, of course, if you're just listening here on iTunes. Secondly, the thing that we talk about in applying all of the 8 profit activators are part of the breakthrough DNA process. And you can download a book and a scorecard and watch a video all about the 8 profit activators at breakthroughdna.com. And that's a great place to start the journey in applying this scientific approach to growing your business. That's really the way we think about Breakthrough DNA, as an operating system that you can overlay on your existing business and immediately look for insights there. So that's it for this week. Have a great week, and we will be back next time with another episode of More Cheese, Less Whiskers.